Me personally, I believe Beachcomber was the place to be on a Wednesday night.
I want to start by saying I miss this place dearly because it is a beautiful mess of a dive bar, beach bar in San Diego.
It's a great bar. But it's nothing fancy.
Beachcomber, this is the stage where it all begins, right here. What I wanted to do with my open mic was be different from anybody else's open mic.
Hey, some of y'all looking like, what the fuck? Oh shit, it look like everybody gonna get some ass tonight.
This is where you will come and do your thing. This is over here where the DJ, this is where DJ-ism would be at. All this would be filled. The whole bar rail, all this would be filled.
Chris and I had agreed that we would be writing during December, and then in January we were going to have our first stage time.
You know, we set like a deadline. It was like, all right, we're gonna go perform. It's the new year coming up. We're gonna go do comedy when you get back.
It was a lot harder finding stage time in San Diego than I thought it would be.
So Phil does his due diligence.
I decided that I would reach out to the only person I knew of doing comedy in San Diego and just see if he would kind of help me out. And that was Josh Nelson.
I'm gonna stare at the Sony. Are my eyes like right as we're staring?
Yeah, you look like you're looking right into the camera.
Beautiful.
And
Fucking professional tip. You're welcome.
what's staring to the Sony?
Staring to the brand of the camera.
Deal. I already went. So
Just trying to make you better, dude.
He runs the show over at Candy's Boom Boom Room.
For the last 9 years, we did a show here, and it's been the highlight of my comedy career. I mean, this show turned into 14 people, then 17 people, to just straggling in friends, to now 200 people packed in a room. It's one of the best shows in San Diego. And because of that, my comedy career's been awesome. I've gotten to meet so many awesome comics that I've booked, that have become friends, that have gone on to, do SNL, gone on to have Netflix specials. I mean, it's just insane, all the friends and people I've met because of it.
And I only knew him by going and watching his shows. So I thought it was a long shot. I shot him a message on Instagram and just kind of explained my story, what I was doing, and said, hey man, like I can't find open mics. Do you have any advice as to where I can find an open mic? And he responded almost immediately.
That's one thing I've always tried to be. I've always tried to be really nice to new comics, because it's hard as a comic, just going out there. You don't know how to get stage time. You don't know how to be funny. You just don't, there's so much to it.
And he ended up adding me to this Facebook group for stand-up comedians in San Diego. And that day, they actually had a post for the Beachcomber. They were gonna be doing their first open mic that night.
If I had to describe an open mic to somebody who's never been to one before, I would say interesting, because then you go, oh, this is what people do. This is what comedy looks like without a budget, without practice. It removes all the veneer from like video editing. It removes the veneer of practice, of, unfiltered comedy. This is how people get good at comedy.
It's just, you need to be able to work out that material. Like, even if you bomb, just saying whatever silly thought you have in your head that day on stage, it helps. And you can see how, even if it's a room full of comics, you can see how the phrasing might affect the audience, or how, okay, that hit and that didn't, or wow, that didn't have anything happen, so I'm never gonna say that again. So it's definitely just like, as silly as it sounds, and it's so hard to explain to people that don't do comedy, like why it matters that I need to go do these 3 to 5 minutes, it really matters, and it can make or break, you, because you get to meet people, you get to network, you get to feel more confident on stage, all these things that can affect you just as a comic.
One thing with Beachcomber that helped not only me but other comedians, was that it was an authentic crowd. Most time you do an open mic, it's mainly comedians. Beachcomber, they had a game night I think was it called Win It, something to win it. Minute to win it. That's what it was.
Up until probably a minute before the open mic actually begins, they're still playing these minute to win it games, which they had been playing for 2 hours, and people are hammered in this place trying to balance like chapstick, 5 chapsticks on top of each other, or like move jelly beans from one plate to another with a straw.
And most of those people from Minute to Win It would stay and watch the comedy, watch the open mic. So it not only was it yes, it was an open mic, but it was more of a show. I always wanted to put that in the mind of the comedians, and give the comedians, because most comedians didn't have that luxury of performing in front of, like, booking shows and being in front of a real crowd. So I've always wanted to bring the DJ and liven it up and just give them that experience.
But I remember feeling like, this is exactly where we need to be and where this needs to start.
They had said on the post that you got 3 to 5 minutes. And at that time, I didn't really know what that meant. I thought it meant you could go anywhere from 3 minutes to 5 minutes. My set was 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I get up there to do my first set, and I feel like it's going great. I'm up there, I feel comfortable. When I watched it after the fact, I felt like I was pacing a lot. But right at, like, I want to say it was 3 minutes, because I was about 30 seconds from my big punchline. The host, Bilal, who's one of my really good friends now, don't know him at the time, he starts playing music and rips me off stage. Like, I feel like they got the hook and just pull me.
Phil just sucked when he first started. Like, I remember Phil came to me, he said, hey, I remember, I thought you said we get 5 minutes. I said, no, it's your job to get to, like, you get 3 minutes. The rules was you get 3 to 5 minutes. You're guaranteed 3, but it's up to you to get to 5. So if you don't get to, like, I read the crowd, and if the crowd ain't feeling you, then I'm gonna have to give you the light. It's no hard feelings, it's just business, you know? It's just business.
And I knew, like, from that moment, I was like, I love this. I love this atmosphere. I love this feeling. Just everything leading up to it. It just felt right. It was exactly what I had hoped it was gonna be.
My favorite memory from the Beachcomber days, I had just written a brand new 5 minutes. I was very excited about it. I felt like I had just figured out a cadence that was at least better than what I had been doing up to that point. And I remember I'm sitting in the car before, and I'm going through it over and over and over again. I'm trying to just rogue memorization. I get called up. I feel like I'm almost ready, but I don't feel quite ready. I start going through my act, and I just blank out. Like, I get maybe 30 seconds into it, and you can tell from the audio, like, I just don't know where I'm going.
What the hell am I supposed to do with that? The other thing that happened is, fuck, dude, I'm blanking. Damn it!
And I give up. I quit on stage. I kind of look at everyone, and I call a spade, and I'm like,
yeah, I'm calling it. I fucking forgot it. Sorry. Calling it. Yeah.
And I walk off the stage, and I mean, there's boos. People are not pleased with that, and I'm kind of hiding like a coward over in the hallway, and I'm in my head, and Bilal looks over at me and goes, motherfucker, get back up on stage. And the crowd starts going, bring him back, bring him back. And to be clear, like, no one knows me. They just want to see me go up and probably fail again, because it's hilarious, because I'm like, let's watch this guy choke not once, but twice. And I go up on stage, and I'm like, wow, number one, this is the friendliest crowd in the world that you guys are even giving me a second chance. But the most amazing thing happens that night. I, like, remember everything. It just, the pattern, the sequence, the timing, it all comes back. Now, I was lucky enough to have someone like Bilal there, who at the time was not my friend, but was like, this could make or break this kid and his whole career. If he doesn't get back up here, he needs to do it immediately. And I'm forever grateful for him for doing that. It was such a special night for me.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun here. You had music, you had drinks, everybody had a good time, the vibe was good. It's just amazing. And then,
There are now more than 14,000 reported cases in the U.S., nearly quadruple the total on Monday.